Okay, welcome back. Sorry, I meant to release this much sooner, but got busy. Anyway, I am taking a break from playing Monster Hunter Wilds to work on the Zamtrios video. Hey, Zamtrios, a monster who definitely should have been in Monster Hunter Rise. I mean, the Zamites were right there in the ice map, but we're continuing this little trilogy of looking at these three monsters from the 4th generation that were not in Generation Ultimate's low rank, but were in 4U's low rank. Also, now getting to the final story boss in Monster Hunter Wilds, I can confirm Nursilla has all of her equipment in that game's low rank, so that's who will be representing that game for that monster. Anywho, Zamtrios. First things first, let's take a look at that there armor. So this one is an immediate S. It's very simple, but I love it so much. The different hues of blue, some like navy, some baby blue, and this accented silver just really helps accentuate the stylisticness of this armor set. You still have these aspects that represent very much a shark element, that Zamtrios being this shark amphibian, perfectly. Things like how there's these gill slots on like the chest and helmet, and the helmet itself, the way the top piece and bottom piece match, very much look like the jaws of Zamtrios, and I love the fin on top. The armor also has these pieces that look like they're ice, like the Zamtrios going into its ice state. So you have a mixture of all these really great blended elements. That the plating also looks like that of like shark scales. It's so fantastic. An absolute S armor. I love it so much. Definitely one of my absolute favorites. Another reason why I wish you would have came back. Skill-wise, we have 3 skills in the low-rank version of this set. First off, it has a negativity to hunger, so you're bound to have to need to eat rations or well-done steaks to recover your stamina bar much more often, or at least to increase it. To make up for that, you have Carnivore, in which you eat those meals or those types of items a lot faster, and it grants a boost to Ice Attack, which complements its weapons very well. So, yeah, overall armor, S. So good. Fantastic. Love it to death. It's great. Next, we have the Palico gear. This is a Palico set that I think is incredibly adorable. The feline's head is in this, like, submarine dome kind of thing, like a scuba diver would wear, to keep it as if it's going underwater, and just the whole outfit itself kind of looks like a little, jet propulsion underwater shark sub. It's very adorable. I love it a lot. The weapon isn't too bad either. It's an ice chunk with, what looks like some kind of, like, grabby arm thing. It's neat. I really like this one. I think it is also an S tier. It's very cute, represents both the monster in a fun way, and it's just an entertaining set to have on a Palico. So, let's move on to weapons. First up, Charge Blade. Charge Blade is awesome. You have this icicle-looking sword with the shield looking as if it's the jaws of a Zamtrios itself. Maybe not specifically the bone, the center looks a lot like shark teeth, with like the shield on either side kind of looking as if the tip of the shark's head. Very neat, very unique design. Complements how charge blades can be very distinct, which I quite like. Really awesome. Great weapon. Up next, we have Gun Lance. This one is quite cool. First off, a nice shield. The shield for this is very much a traditional kind of knight-looking shield or round shield. It's more of a unique kind of aesthetic-looking design for it rather than representing something specific about the monster. It's quite cool. The Gun Lance itself, however, really makes up for that. The part looking like a little bit of a little shark head where the snout's really long and out comes the blast from the weapon itself is really neat. I like the little touches of the gills and the fangs. Really great weapon. Next we have Lance. Now this shield is representing more something specific about the monster. It looks a lot like Zamtrios' own underbelly. You have the gills, the outer rim is like the upper part of the monster, and of course the main base looks like its belly, or I guess lower part of its jaw. Really cool shield. I like the little design choice here, and the lance itself is quite interesting. It's very wide, it's very long, spiky at the end. It's very interesting. Kind of almost looks like an axe almost. It's very cool, or an axe blade. I like it quite a bit. A weapon I didn't realize this monster had from 4U is, or maybe it was introduced in Generations, but we have the hunting horn. Something I'm failing to mention is some of the weapons will change over time in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I stuck with the low rank looking design because those are the ones I play with the most, but the hunting horn really shows off that ice parts start to accumulate on weapons as they progress throughout the game, and you get the higher variants of it. Other weapons have changed as well. People pointed out that the Quechua weapons, some of those changed as you went along, which I did not know. I mostly only used the Insect Glaive, which didn't change a whole lot from what I can remember. But other monsters' weapons will do this as well. Rathalos having that sword and shield, going from the Jin to the, I believe, Conera, that's a really good example. This one looks really cool. Once again, we have something that represents the shark itself of Zamtrios. The bass bashing part that the music comes out looks a lot like a shark head, with those icicle spears coming out of different airways, I guess you could say. And it plays some little pleasant noises. I think this one's really good. Really solid design, really neat. And not quite what I was expecting for a Zamtrios to have, but it's cool. I like how under the underbelly of the shark is where you can see all these openings for the music notes to go through. Really neat. Up next we have Switch Axe. So this one has some of those elements from the shield of the Charge Blade, having it look like half of a Zamtrios jaw mixed in with like kind of an icicle blade thing. It's fine. Again, I'm not usually big on Switch Axes, and this one is just okay. It serves its purpose, but I'm not really all that huge on it. Up next, we have the Dual Blades. This is a really neat, interesting set. It goes again with those shark jaws. A bit of a smaller, more narrow version. I think it works pretty well. They're not the most amazing looking set of dual blades, but they're effective, so I like them for that. Solid little design. Next we have Sword and Shield. Once again we have a little shield that represents like the underbelly of the Zamtrios itself, similar to that of the lance itself, with just some slight aesthetic changes on the ends. And the sword is like that of one of the fins on Zamtrios' forearms. It looks really neat, and I like the different style of blade to go with for this weapon. Solid design, like it a lot. Insect Glaive. This one looks fantastic. This definitely goes all out on the ice aspect, with these giant icicle spears coming out for the tip of the Insect Glaive, and a little bit of one at the end as well, with a neat little design to it that almost looks crystalline. Really cool weapon. I wish it was in low rank in Monster Hunter 4U, because you could only get access to it in high rank. One of the bigger disappointments with 4U being that Charge Blade and Insect Glaive being new weapons, but you couldn't get access to a lot of those weapons until, or at least a lot of the different designs of those weapons and variety of those weapons until high rank. Bit of a shame. And then a weapon I forgot to get footage of was the Zamtrios bow. That was my bad. This one very much looks like a shark with its mouth all the way open, which is neat, and it sticks with a similar design ethos as that of the dual blades and the switch axe. A good one, not an amazing one to me, but still very good and effective. And another weapon I somehow completely forgot to make and get footage of is the hammer. I was gonna say I thought Zamtrios had a hammer. This one's pretty neat. It's got like this bulbous aspect to it, as most hammers would, but I like that it also has a bladed area too in terms of the fins of the Zamtrios for making the hammer. Really solid weapon. Overall, I think the weapons are fantastic, and I would say most part an A. There's a few that are just kind of but really solid weapon designs from a really cool monster. So that concludes Zamtrios. I hope to see Zamtrios return. It's a really neat monster, and it was really fun to hunt, but I don't know, it just missed out on the 5th generation, unfortunately. I'll catch you guys all next time where we talk about Celtis Queen, and I'll be working on a video talking about my experiences with going through the low-rank story of Monster Hunter Wilds. Catch you all later, and take care.